Hello and welcome to my very first Let's Play video, actually my first video ever. I'm Metal Hunter and we're going to be playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11. Just as a disclaimer at the very beginning here, I am reserving the right to maybe do some stuff off camera as this game can take a long time to play. 5 years is considered extremely fast to get through this game, and to do that I think takes about 180 turns. So if there's some stuff going on that's maybe not that exciting, I'm going to keep it off camera so that you don't have to go through the tedium, and I'll leave the choice bits. For now, we're not going to worry about that, but if it starts to get that way, I might be doing that. Also, just to point out, I don't speak Mandarin, so I'm going to be doing my best to pronounce the names as best I can, but please give me a little bit of leeway there. So we're going to be doing a new game. And if you have played this before, you'll see that every scenario here has an X after it. That's because I'm going to be using a scenario from the X series, which was a pack of scenarios that have been developed by a bunch of users, I believe, over at the Scholars of Shenzhou forums. There's a few people there at least, maybe even more, who have tested and coded these scenarios so that they're more historically accurate with the way they play out, and you get a better experience as the smaller forces. A lot of officers have gotten tweaks to their abilities, been given different skills, or just been given skills, period, if they didn't have them. And some forces have been moved around on the map just so that it plays out more like the novel and the actual history. So I definitely recommend these scenarios. Since playing them, I haven't been able to go back to the original scenarios that come with the game, like right out of the box. These are very well done and have breathed new life into this game for me, so I definitely recommend those. I'm going to be putting a link in the description so that you can go get them if you're so inclined. Now, other Let's Players have done videos of this game and they've put their subscribers in the game as officers, but as this is my first video, I have no subscribers, so we're just going to be playing it straight up the way that it's kind of meant to be. I really like the officers in the game. I'm definitely a fan of the book. I love the games, so I'm excited to be playing it actually just straight up for the most part, because I love using the officers and getting them into the historical situations that they were in. We're going to be playing the Rise of Heroes scenario. It's a special scenario that gets unlocked after you've beaten the game once. This scenario puts all the forces that had a significant role in the book into the map at the same time. So as a fan of a bunch of different officers over different periods of the novel, I like this scenario because I get to see them all in there at the same time doing their thing. So we're going to be doing Rise of Heroes X. Alright. Now, other people who have done Let's Plays as well have kind of gone with some smaller forces to start off with. I'm not going to be doing that. I want to get rolling. With the smaller forces, some of them start off with very few officers, and it can take a while to get your economy rolling. So I'm going to be starting with a larger force. I'm actually going to be playing as the Kingdom of Wu, probably my least favorite of the three major kingdoms in the book, but I'm going to see what they play like with the X series changes. I'm kind of excited. Some of their officers have gotten some cool tweaks, so I'm definitely happy to be playing as them. Also, I should mention I'm playing a modified version of the game a bit. Some people have gone and made critical portraits for certain officers that weren't in the game originally. They've used Photoshop and, say, modified other ones and made them look like other officers in the game, because only a specific number of them have cool critical portraits. And so playing as Wu, there's a few that are out there that look really good and they're really well done. So it's going to be cool. Instead of seeing generic officer portraits, there's going to be some cool crit portraits, and I'm going to be putting those into the game so that we can see the particular Wu officers that have been done by other people out there. And if you've played this before, you'll kind of notice that Sun Jian is starting in a place he doesn't normally start. He's in Lujiang. Normally, I believe his force starts in Chaisang, but he's been moved just in case you're not playing him and it's left to the AI. I think normally he kind of just stayed below the river and never did anything. Also, Liu Bei has been moved over to Yang'an instead of starting in, I believe, Jianling, just to give some of the forces in this area a little bit of room to expand and have things play out in a more historical fashion. So, alright, here we go with the Kingdom of Wu. We're going to be playing this one on Advanced. I've played through beginner before. I played this game enough that I'm not going to be doing beginner anymore. Advanced isn't too terribly different from beginner, to be honest, but I will be getting less food and less gold on this setting. As well, the AI, I believe, start with more food and gold, and they're more aggressive and attack more often. As well, there's going to be more duels that get forced from cavalry tactics, and I'm definitely a fan of duels. So we're going to be going with high battle deaths. I've played through before many games where it's on normal and you'll see one, maybe two deaths tops the entire game. So we're going to go with high. I definitely think it's cool when some of the generals die in the heat of battle. Maybe you've got two officers that are historically rivals duking it out, and one of them will manage to actually kill the other one. I think that's cool. I think it makes for really deep gameplay. So we're going to be doing that. Ability change and phase change can't be changed for Rise of Heroes. Sorcery and Lightning we're going to leave enabled. I won't be using them. They're way too overpowered in the hands of a player, but if the AI wants to use them on me, then that's fine, so we're not going to touch that. Historical setting for female officers, so they will appear in this scenario rather than just in events. For the options, we're going to go with choose for Duel and Debate. I'm probably going to be doing every duel that comes up, just because I really like the duels. For debate, I'm going with choose. Normally I go with don't watch, but we're going to be doing choose because I do want to show you what the duels look like, but I'm terrible at them, for one. And number two, they happen so often. Your officers will find people of renown that they want to hire for your force, and in order to do that, a lot of the time, the officer in question wants to debate with you and won't join unless you actually win the debate. But that happens so often sometimes, it just throws off the whole flow of the game. You're really trying to get stuff done, and you're spending so much time on something so mundane a lot of the time. So we'll probably do a couple of those just to show what it's like, and then I'll probably skip the rest of them from there on out. So for this first video here, it's been just me setting it up and kind of talking about what I'm going to be doing with it. The next video is going to have some gameplay. I'm probably going to do some mini tutorials because it's a fairly deep game. I don't want to get into it too much, but I will be explaining a lot of the features. So we're going to go from there and expect some gameplay in the next video. Thank you.